We are going to New Jersey, baby. We are going to New Jersey.
Welcome, viewers, to one amazing episode on Prep and Thrive Radio. Today is another amazing and fantastic conversation. I have here with me another brother from how do we say this thing? Brother from another mother. Charlie, you understood what I wanted to say. Yeah, so let's go to Ghana. First of all, I'm going to let our guest introduce himself, tell us a little bit about himself, his background, and then I will tell him about how the podcast is going to go because we have 4 stages. So, Maxwell, just brief introduction. Let my viewers feel the voice more.
Well, I'm actually honored to be here. My name is Maxwell JP, and I mean it's my first time here. We hope we'll be here so many times. Today we are ready for everything you have, so let's get on with it.
Good. The position of your device, I don't know, and maybe the sound is not coming in very well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's better now because I'm suggesting you have something blocking your microphone. Right?
Yeah, is it better now?
Yes.
Okay.
It's good now. Yes. So Maxwell, the podcast is pretty much very simple. The aim of this podcast is to, first of all, I want to throw light on new entrepreneurs, new business owners. I want us to share stories, experiences, like I already told you, so that people can take one or two from it. So the podcast is divided into 4 stages: discussion time, opinion time, story time, and smart time. So we are going to start with the discussion time. This one This one is a very controversial story that is happening. So discussion time. We all know what is happening in the USA right now with Diddy, American rapper Diddy. I am following one of the stories, and there is a victim. Her name is Cassie, and while they are in the court, this Cassie woman is married now. So Cassie, her husband, and Diddy are the court. And the court is telling the people some things Diddy did to this wife, Cassie. And some of the things include Diddy urinating in her mouth, like all those freaky things. And the husband is in the court, like he's there sitting and listening. Okay. So this is discussion time. Let's see. Do you think that the past of a woman is important? Considering everything that is arising now. This is a free talk show, so take your time, relax, and elaborate the answers for me.
Yeah, it is. It is actually a very interesting topic, because do I think the past of a woman matters? Of course, it matters a lot. I don't think I'll talk from my personal view. I don't know about other people, but I don't think I want to be in a place where everybody knows my woman for a negative thing. I don't think I want to be affiliated with that kind of woman. So the women will come and then they will say, "Oh no, no, never do that. Our past don't matter, you guys." But everyone is wired differently. We are all wired differently. So I really think the past of a woman matters. I don't think I want my son to be at school and then once upon a time a teacher will see her mom and they would always judge you by your past. It don't really matter.
This is an unpopular opinion. I mean, if it was the father would. I mean, if you are in school and a scandal comes out that hey, ooh, your father has slept with 200 women. I mean, in as much as it's bad, it's kind of some flex. But if it's your mom, if a scandal comes out and it's your mom, that is like a little very weird. So
it
the
is
past of a woman is important from your point of view.
Very much.
Well, the women in America are tagging her husband to be a real man because after knowing and learning everything that his wife has gone through, he still came out to say that his wife is such a strong woman and he supports her. And the American women are tagging him as a real man. What is a real man, Mr. Maxwell?
I believe that a real man has definitions for everyone. Everyone sees a real man different because I don't know why I would call a real man because I'm married to someone who has this kind of past. I don't think you would call a real man for that.
So the men who are trying to live like a disciplined life with standards, like a man who would know this about his wife and leave his wife because he feels like his wife is dirty, is not a real man. But a man who will learn about all the invirtuous activities of his wife and still keep him as a real man. So the definition of a real man, but to you, we know there is a global definition for a
For
Roman,
a
but
real man,
to
yeah.
you, Maxwell, who is a Roman?
This is actually another big question, because I believe that a real man is someone who assumes their responsibilities, physically, emotionally, mentally. That's how best I can
Nah,
define it.
the phrase in itself is confusing. What do you mean by Roman? I thought they were just men and women. Inside the men too, are there real ones and fake ones? Like all of
Right?
these things is very funny. It's
That-
just men and women.
and women. That's
So I
it.
don't know if inside the men there are some that are fake and if there are some that are real. I don't
Well,
understand.
apparently there are some that are fake. It's fake in the sense
Mm.
that they don't assume certain responsibilities. But then a real man could also be defined by a woman as someone they can gaslight, someone they can easily manipulate.
Yeah,
They have
a
you
man who
wrapped
is
around their
okay for
fingers.
everything with
They
everything.
think they will say you are the best, but trust me, in the end, they will say you are a simp. It's always like that. It starts well, and then in the end, they will leave you for another person who won't stand for what you're
Do
standing
you
for.
think women think that men don't have standards?
We don't have standards.
Is that what you think the women think, or that is the
I
fact that
I
men
I
don't have
I I just
standards?
I just believe that men will say they have standard, but the truth is they don't. Men will
Hey,
have standard
this is a
when it comes.
controversial topic you are opening up right now.
I
You
am
think
yes.
men don't have standards?
I think they don't have standards. I really
Okay,
think that.
now I'll break it down so that we see if you still have the same point of view.
Go on.
There is a wife. She has found her husband cheating 5 times. She
Yeah.
still forgives the husband. There
Mhm.
are so many women who are in an abusive relationship. They are still in the relationship. They can't leave. There are so many women. Their husbands have gone to have different kids with other women. They are still in the relationship. But
Yeah.
men, when a man finds out that somebody has fucked his wife, that is it. It's done. He's disciplined. He cuts it off. No. Don't you think that men are the ones who rather have standards?
No, I think that with that, what you're calling standard is ego. That is what men have. Men have ego. Imagine you being a thief and getting robbed. Do you know how embarrassing that is? As a thief, someone comes, everyone knows you are the
Now
mastermind.
you are the
If
Atari
someone
for the
robs you,
community.
it's serious. It's a serious ego bruiser. So I just personally think that men don't have standard. They will leave because I can come up and say, someone slept with your woman and you're still here. The pressure that will be exerted on them is.
Yeah.
But in the case of a woman, naturally that's how they are. They really think that moving from a cheating man to another man is moving from a cheating man to another cheating
To
man.
another cheat because
So
they have normalized that all men are the same.
are polygamous, exactly. So you would rather be with the devil than with the angel you don't know.
Mm,
Exactly.
that actually makes sense. So yeah, I mean, this was a very nice warm up, and then
Yeah.
to get the conversation started. Now let's come to Ghana. We are
Yeah.
both Ghana boys. Let's come to Ghana. For you personally, I've known you from way back, coming back from
Very bad.
2013,
Very
2014. It's
bad.
been a long way, over a decade.
Over.
So coming into the society of Ghana, I mean, we are
Yeah.
still in discussion time. Do you
Mhm.
think that corruption these days has become much lesser? I mean, looking at Ghana now, from where we came from 10 years ago to now, do you think corruption has become lesser, or it has been changed under nice dressing now?
This is more interesting, or you see, also
Mm.
because it's my country, Ghana. So I don't wanna say so much of corruption because I believe corruption is everywhere. But but yeah, corruption is everywhere. But people don't say it.
Really?
Yes, but I'm going to say that in my country right now, the
Why are you saying
corruption.
your country right now? We are all Ghanaians. Why are you saying my country? Like, I am not a
I mean, in
Ghanaian.
our country, in our homeland, right?
Yeah.
Back here in the homeland, Ghana,
Mm.
I'd say now that the corruption has reduced
Mm.
tremendously because,
Really?
yeah, I believe it has. I
What
believe
are
it
some
has.
statistics you can, like one or two that you can compare that makes you confident that the corruption has reduced?
I believe that, before we used to do a lot of transactions in person, if you
Mm.
go to some of our institutions like the DVLA, the passport office, most of the government institutions, right? We used to deal
Mm.
with them personally, which was easy to deal with someone to help you with a shortcut. But right now there is a system in place. We've transitioned from the old method to the new method
To
now.
the new one.
So yeah, we are using IT. It's not easy for anyone to do any kind of discrepancies in IT. So I
So are you
believe
trying to
that,
say right now, like if you have money ready, you cannot easily have your driver's license as other people used to have before,
yeah, I'm saying you might have your way, but it's not as easy as it is
as it
right
used to
now.
before?
And now, even
Mm.
if it's the amount you have to pay now cannot be compared to the amount you have to pay before, which
Mm.
discourages a lot of people now, because before for a driver's license you pay 200 cedis. But if you want to use a back door now for a driver's license, you would have to pay 2,000 Ghana cedis, which
Or
is
more.
times five or more.
Yeah. It's
So this act is
crazy.
also discouraging people from using the loopholes or the shortcuts.
Charlie. Well, so talking about corruption in Ghana, I know you are a business owner. So use the opportunity to tell us a little bit about your business, the journey so far, some of the challenges you have gone through. If some people are trying to do the same thing you are doing, some advices you will give them that you did not have when you were starting your business. So yeah, let's go. We'd love to hear you talk.
Okay. Well, I'm mainly like a farmer. I deal in
Mm.
farm production, plantain production, and also chicken, mainly like the layers, for eggs purposes. So I would say that the agricultural sector is one of the most undermined sector in Ghana. But people have to know that if agriculture stops in any country, the people will go hungry.
Yeah.
Whatever we need to manufacture, the main product is from agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
So as a farmer, I would just say one, you need to be passionate. And in fact, this runs in everything you decide to do. If
Yeah.
you don't have a passion for the kind of work you choose, you would end up changing it. You would end up always trying to find different ways. But if you have a passion for it, you will know that there are ups and downs. And some of the ups, I'll first talk about the downs. Let's say in the poultry business, when you buy the chickens, you have to feed them with your own money for about 5 months before they start laying. And
Yeah.
the government don't have any support system in place where you can go for loans or you can go for any benefits that can help your farm. So it's basically just you doing the farm. The
Mm-hmm.
cost of feed is not any cheaper because of the cost of maize. So it's not easy to take care of your birds for 5 months. But if you can take care of the birds for 5 months, anything after 5 months, you will be grateful. You would actually be happy. So those are like the downs.
Mm.
Yes, and like I said, if you are passionate about it, you would like to study more about it, improve and grow, and just make it better.
Before
So,
you talk about the advantages, I want you to explain what
yeah.
you mean by you're a farmer. You know, we are in the current day and age where you go and say that you're a farmer. Some people still have
Ah,
the picture of somebody with a
I
cutlass by
understand.
their neck on their buzanga riding somewhere. So please
Yeah.
let us know that you are a digital 2025 informed cooperated farmer. So please
Yes,
explain
sir.
very well what you mean by you're a farmer.
Okay, okay. So, the farming as it's a whole business, and just like a business, if you call yourself a farmer, it don't mean you only have to go and then, put your axe on the floor. There are
Mm.
there are people that can do that. You can employ people to take care of the land for you. But what you need is the technical know-how. You need to understand how the crops grow, how it works, so that when you find the laborers or the employees who can work to till the farm, all you have to do is make sure that you are providing the fertilizers, the water, anything they need. Yes. So my type of farming is not. I go to the farm sometimes. I do manual work myself sometimes because, hey, how can I be a farmer without knowing how to read? You get me? So
Yeah, true.
yes, we have people that work on the farm. So and then they get very good pay, bi-weekly and then monthly.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
bi-weekly.
that's
So
good. Well,
yes.
if there are any vacancies for dropping applications, let me know. Let me go and sign up. So
Yeah.
you said you were doing
Palm plantation,
palm plantation and
plantain
plantain,
plantation.
like
Yes.
plantain, the one with no cocoa and the broadcast
Yes. Yes.
plantain.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
and then the
And then the
poultry
poultry.
farm.
Yes,
Wow,
correct.
I mean, 5 years, 6 years ago, when you started all these things, it was just palm trees.
Yes, so it's just the palm
Oh, that's
trees.
very nice. So now you have extended. You've
Yes.
become in the course of my editing. I will let you give me some footages of your farm so
Yes.
that I'll place it there so that viewers can see because all of these are motivation. So
Yeah.
does that mean that as a young Ghanaian man, you will still preach that there is hope for Ghanaian youth to stay in Ghana, or we should all travel outside of the country? But before you go there, just tell us the benefits of you being a farmer in Ghana and use that to dive into answering that question. So you were talking about the disadvantages. So I want you to talk about some of the advantages of being a farmer as a young man in Ghana.
Well,
Let's
some of
see if we'll all
the
do it too.
yes, some of the advantages of being a farmer in Ghana is one, tax exemption. You know,
Mm.
yes, you are exempted from tax. It depends on what you do, but you usually get 3 to 5 years.
Oh.
Yes, usually you get 3 to 5 years tax exemption after you start selling your products. So that is one thing
Mm.
because a lot of businesses are being collapsed by taxes. Some of them have huge
Cheers.
taxes to pay. I wish I had shares, but you know what? Shares to but yeah,
Mhm. Tax
so one.
exemption. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
listening.
tax exemption is one very it's actually the major game changer because it helps you feel more free, less financial
Mm.
pressure, and then
Yeah,
you are able
true.
to invest more and then make more from your sales too. So that is
Mm.
one of the
Number
biggest
one.
advantage. And then two, because you usually sell your produce to people, you don't even know who you might meet next. You might be selling to
Mm.
local people. The next day, you might be meeting the Minister of Agriculture. The next day, you might be meeting the president.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I just think that if you are involved in a scheme that feeds people, you are part of an actual ecosystem, and
yeah.
the advantages it has of meeting people is so beautiful. You will be surprised the people you can actually
To
meet.
meet,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, and then you form very good connection with it. I just recently went to a summit that they organized at Kimpiski, where they were
Mm.
to talk more on agriculture and boost the economy. And I met some very good men there who they've actually introduced. The government is bringing like a new policy that is also going to help farmers a lot. So through that,
Wow.
I was able to build some connections, exchange numbers, and I know once we keep building on the connection, if the policy is introduced and it starts being implemented,
Mm.
I'm sure I'll benefit because then I've been at the right place and I've met the right people who can help me get access to it. So it's
What about the monetary aspects? Because I know everybody who is listening to this conversation till this time is like waiting, like, so me yeah, me na. What are the monetary aspects? What is your advice? You are on the playground.
yeah. Let me just say the work. If you do it and you do it well, that is always I'm going to say. If you do it and you do it well, you would reap.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
But if
Mm.
you do it and you have less knowledge about it and you're not willing to learn more, your business will suffer. Just like
Yeah.
any business, you need to know when is a good time to give fertilizer, when is a good
Mm-hmm.
time to buy medication. You
Mm-hmm.
just need to know all these things at your fingertips. And then I'm telling you
Mm.
that whatever it's 100% profit. That's what I'll say. It's 100% profit. If you put in 5,000, be assured that in a span of 2 years, you would make more than the 5,000 you put in.
Yeah, because everybody eats chicken, everybody
Thank
eats
you.
egg. I mean,
It's,
it really makes sense. So
yeah.
then Ghana is good for young entrepreneurs and young startups. Ghana is good for the youth because one time I made a video and said I advise that every youth should leave Ghana because it has nothing to offer. Now you are a business playmaker in the Ghanaian Youth Association.
Mhm.
What is your advice for the youth? Should we leave Ghana or we should try once again?
This is a wide discussion that actually take place in Ghana every time. But
Mm,
what I'm going to say is, if you have the opportunity to travel, you have to
mm.
look at what you are traveling to go and do, because we equally have people there that are suffering and we are suffering in Ghana.
Yeah, true.
So if you get the opportunity to travel, and then the process you have to use is genuine, you have someone you can go to, there is a work you can go to, the conditions
Mm-hmm.
that you can actually go to is favorable. I believe then it's actually good to go. But if you're uncertain, you don't have family, you don't have a place, you don't even have a school you're going to, no jobs, and you just want
Yeah,
to travel outside the country because you think Ghana is hard, you
and
are
that is
in
a
for a
mistake.
longer ride. You are in for another ride. Yeah, and then that is true, because and then if you stay here too, it's the same condition. If you stay here, you don't have work, you don't have anything going, you will get hungry. It's also for that.
So then let me ask you the better question.
Okay,
Um, you have a younger brother or a younger sister
sister.
who is in medicine, who is in medical school.
Yes.
Now she has finished her degree. She has
Yeah.
the opportunity to go to New Jersey to practice her medicine, or she has the opportunity to go to Rate Hospital or Kolebu in Ghana.
Yeah.
As a big brother, she comes to you to ask for advice. Bro, I have these two offer letters to go to New Jersey to be a nurse or to go to Rate Hospital or Kolebu to be a nurse. What is your advice to your younger sister?
We are going to New Jersey, baby. We are going to New Jersey, because I'm not saying Kolebu is bad, but I'm
Mm.
just saying in terms of payments
Mm-hmm.
and in terms of
Benefits.
better experience, benefits, even accessible machinery to take care of your patients, New Jersey has it all. You
Yeah,
can be a very good doctor, but we don't have all the infrastructure here to help. Yeah,
true.
so we are going to New Jersey.
But is there any hope for our country, Ghana, at all? Like, do you think there is hope? Because for people like me, I've already lost hope in Ghana. I've lost hope in Ghana like a long,
I
long time
understand.
ago. Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you still think there is hope for let's say if somebody is in Ghana right now and he's 20, 22, 25 years old, do you think he still has hope? There is still a brighter future if he wants to stay in Ghana.
There is a future. I don't know about brighter, but there is a future.
Every future is a future.
Yes, I don't know about brighter, but there is a future depending on what you really venture into. Growing up, we all wanted to work in offices. We all wanted to work.
Mm.
There's so much white collar and blue collar jobs we wanted to do, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that if you choose to be different, let me tell you this. The people that do the welding, right? They put
Mm-hmm.
those welding things together for advertisements.
Yeah.
They're being paid very well. They even get contracts outside the countries. They go and then
Oh.
come back. Yes. So if you're looking for a hand skill job, then you are
Mm-hmm.
you are you are in for a good ride in Ghana, and then I'm telling you would make a good future. But
Mm.
if you wanna just work, sorry, no offense to those working in the banks or in the insurance companies, but they always have a fixed income, and you can't live
Yeah.
on fixed income in Ghana. It's
Yeah.
difficult.
It doesn't
Yes,
even matter how much the money is. Like if you're constantly taking 5,000 cities every
it won't
month
be.
in Ghana,
Yeah,
it's that is why they say the taxi drivers, trotro drivers, trotro
exactly.
conductors actually
Yes,
do have money because their
they
monies
do.
are going up and down, but
And
mostly
down.
up
Yes,
sometimes.
yes.
So I mean, so then you are trying to say that Ghana and Ankasane, there is no hope anymore. And if there is a chance for somebody to step out, they should actually take it.
I'm saying there's hope everywhere. There's hope everywhere. It depends on you. You can still travel and make and be very terrible there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm,
compared to their system and our system here, if all things
mm-hmm.
being equal, there will be no one
Yeah.
left in Ghana.
But me, I think the attitude that we have, not necessarily our government, is what is really dragging us down. Because
Yeah.
if you would have an appointment with somebody on the site and you tell the person 9, the person is coming at 1. If somebody has to say that something is 2, they are saying it's 4. Like everybody's trying to beat somebody. Everybody's trying like that
Yeah.
alone in the society is very, 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 very corrupted. Anyway, so Maxwell's advice is when the opportunity is there, take
Go,
it. If it's not
go.
there, fine. But if it's there, take it
If it's
too.
there,
Anyway.
go, go. And that's the reality. If opportunity presents itself, you should take it.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
if you want to stay here, then it means that you really need to have something going. Otherwise, you will
going.
survive.
Mm. Okay, so that is about discussion time. Now we will go into opinion time. So I want to know some of some of the opinions you have about it. This may be a little sensitive, but yeah, let's get into it. LGBTQ plus. The community was really growing until Trump became president again. And
Yeah.
then now the movement in the headquarters, America, has really gone shaky, and now every other country is following suit. I've also noticed that it is growing in Ghana. Is that still the case?
This issue is usually like a very sensitive topic. So,
Yeah, we'll just go
yeah,
respectfully. I mean, they
yes.
are all part of
We
us.
try to, yes, we try to talk
Yes.
without stepping on people's toes.
Yes, so let's not talk. I just want to know, yeah, is the LGBTQ plus community still growing in Ghana, or it has also gone to a cease?
Yes, I think that you would see the people walking, but right now no one is trying to fight for their rights in the courts. No one is trying to force the president to sign the
Mm,
LGBTQ bill anymore because
mm.
those, like you said, the headquarters that was pushing it is now against it. So and now takes it off our hands. But as usual, there will still be people who do their practicing, but once it's not out there infringing on anybody's rights, hey, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that all these Western countries should really respect our values and norms and not to try to impose anything on us. I don't know what is actually wrong with these Western countries. They really want to impose everything. For example, look at what is going on in
But
um eh,
so
yeah, Burkina Faso,
yeah.
Ibrahim Traore. Like what this man is doing in his country for his country is actually no one's business, but they have actually made it their whole entire business. What do you think about this? I like how we just transitioned from the LGBTQ and now we are at Ibrahim Traore.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think about the position of Ibrahim Traore? Is he doing a great job? Is this what Africa needs? Do you think what the Western media is saying about him is actually who he is? They say he's a dictatorship. They say he's actually treating his people bad, but they don't have the
And
airway to voice out. What are your thoughts? Opinion time.
yeah, I think that when they say he is a dictator, that's true. He is a dictator because he rose from the ranks of a coup d'etat, which makes him a
Mm,
dictator because there wasn't any democratic vote
for
that gave him
him.
power. So when they say that, it is right. But
Mm,
to ask what Woody Maya, he's a Ghanaian popular YouTuber. He was in
yeah.
Burkina
Mm-hmm.
Faso recently, and he took coverage of a whole lot that's been happening there.
Mm-hmm.
So we can see that some of his people sleep around just to protect him. There are people that
Mm,
are so busy, even as citizens at the border,
mm-hmm.
that are trying to prevent any external influences.
From
So
coming
I
in.
think yes, I think the West has influence on us if we borrow from them. If we are taking money
Mm,
constantly from them, if we are asking, the moment you take money from someone, you're asking them to interfere in your business.
yeah.
Yes. So
Mm,
I think that he's doing what he's doing, and I'm not in Burkina Faso right now, but if it's if it's fixing the country, if it's developing it like we are seeing on this side, then
mm-hmm.
he deserves to go as far as he can go. Because
Yeah.
what we want is someone who can be accountable.
Yeah.
Recently, I read that they used to produce their gold reserve used to give them about 1 billion US dollars, but right
Mhm.
now it's giving them 8 billion US dollars
Wow. I
per
mean, yeah,
production.
he has canceled almost every deal with every international
Foreign.
or
Thank
foreign
you.
companies, and every
Yes.
revenue is now coming. So, why do you think countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, why can't, let's talk about Ghana. Why do you think we can't do it? Because we too, when you go to almost all of our gold mining sites, like the one
Yeah.
in my hometown, I don't want to mention name, but yeah, it's literally the workers are all Ghanaians, but the company belongs to the white man. And every money, every revenue is going there. Why do you think we can't do that? Are we cowards? Have we signed a deal we can't break? Are we scared? What do you think is the problem?
I think the problem is with infrastructure. You know, I think that if we were able to put in the right infrastructures in place to, because we don't do any processing in this country. No gold, no cocoa, bauxite, aluminium. We don't do it. We have the raw product here, but at the end of the day, they tend to import it, and then it
Mm-hmm.
comes out as chain, and then we buy it so expensive here. So I don't know much about the deals they've signed, but I believe that most of the gold mining companies here are here because we don't have the technical know-how to mine the gold. You can see what is
Mm,
happening in Ghana. We are talking about Galamsey because these people
mm-hmm.
don't have the machinery to go into the ground. So
Yeah.
use these petty methods to mine the gold, which ends up destroying our water bodies. You know,
Yeah.
so these foreign companies come. Let's say in the case of South Africa, South Africa's largest gold production company is owned by the white people.
Of
You see,
course.
they have local people working there, but it's owned by the white people because they have the capital, they have the technical know-how, and they
Mm-hmm.
have the machinery, the infrastructure
They
to
have the
help us.
market.
Yes, the market. So I think what we have to do here is instead of signing a deal for them to take the gold away or the natural minerals or resources away, maybe they can sign a deal with them to rather have the infrastructure here in Ghana, where the
Mm,
processing will be done here, so that if we have to import it, at least we'll get some more money also on that side, than just
mm.
supporting the local.
But this is what I don't understand. What are we doing wrong as Africans? Like, what have we done wrong? Are we cursed or what? Like, the white man seems so smart, so knowledgeable, so applicable with everything he's doing.
Yeah,
And we last time I was telling somebody those days when the slave masters brought their ship. As
yeah,
at that time, the white man has made a ship
yeah.
as at that time and rode the ship on the ocean to come to the
To Africa. Yeah.
bro, what have we done wrong? Like, are we doing something wrong? Because the white man is just as us. Even comparing the average black man to the average white man, the average black man is bigger, taller, stronger. So why? Like, why do we need them for all these infrastructures? What do you think we are missing? Because me, I'm tired of thinking about this now. I don't understand. Why do we need them? When you go to China, they don't need Europeans, they don't need Americans. When you go to Japan, they don't need them. When you come to Europe, they don't need anybody. They are doing everything. When you like all these countries are using their own knowledge, own risk. But Africa, it seems we can't go forward without anybody's machines. We can't go forward without anybody's money. We can't go forward without signing some documents. Like what do you think is our problem?
Well, this is a very good one because is it? I think the whole problem of Africa is with the slavery. When we got captured.
It has traumatized us too much.
Yeah, I think that
Oh
slavery
my god.
slavery brainwashed us totally.
Mm-hmm.
You see, with slavery, with the introduction of the slavery, we started looking up to the Westerners because
Mm-hmm.
we thought they were better than us. And even till
Mm-hmm.
now, a lot of people still think that they are better than us because it's so difficult to see a black man harm a white man in our country. the white man can easily have a black man in any other country. So
Yeah.
I think that slavery really, really worried us a lot. We would hate to admit it, but it really destroyed our culture because what I always believe is that our forefathers, right? They had
Mm-hmm.
ways of doing their things. Before the white man brought fire, we knew how to kill animals, we knew how to cook. Before they
Mm,
came, we lived in houses. We had our methods of cooking. We had our own things going on. But when they came and then they captured most of the Africans, they rewrote history. So most of Africans don't even know our history. We don't even know
yeah.
what we are capable of. You understand?
Mm,
So I
yeah.
think that the brainwashing from there is the first thing to start with. And then we understand that without them we can't survive. So out here they say something like Bruni and Bank here, which
Mm,
translates to saying that if the white people never came to Africa, what would we be?
I mean, for real, true. If the white man, I mean, if we didn't discover or if they didn't discover us, whichever way it is, I
Yeah.
don't know what, because I don't think we would be using phone by now. I don't think we would, because, bro, we will be so back. Like, I don't know. Yes, it is true that our forefathers were doing what they were doing, but, bro, they were on a ship. At that time, they were on a ship
Mhm.
traveling on the ocean from continent to continent, and we were there doing what? Finding ways to turn on fire.
You
No.
know, if the white people never invaded Africa and they stayed in their homes and they still stayed in their respective countries, the world would have been so peaceful. If no one invaded anyone, we learned
Mm,
how to find a way to trade. Because remember, before they came, we were trading. We didn't trade in currencies, but we traded,
yeah,
we called it a barter trade, right? We gave
yeah,
goods for goods, exchange of goods for services.
for
So,
services.
some kind of thing was going on here. You know,
Yeah,
we knew how to find our ways to saying things. But like I'm saying, right now we'll never know because they've
yeah,
brainwashed us to feeling they are superior. So now it's like we actually appreciate anything the white man does than what the black man does. Because here, let me use this opportunity to talk about Apostle Kujosafo.
go
He's one of the
on.
people that is inventing cars and stuff in Ghana. But he does
Mm-hmm.
the same car Toyota is doing, and Ghanaians are laughing. Oh, this one, if you drive it, some time we will crash. Oh, this one, a car that talks, you will die. But if you go to China, you have been to China, my brother. You
Yeah,
know, Chinese have so many things that talk. Even if you open the fridge, it tells you welcome. But then we do the
yeah.
same thing in this country, and guess who's laughing?
Yeah, I think when I was asking you that what is the trouble or what is our problem, I thought
Yeah.
you were going to start from there because that is our problem. We don't
Yes.
believe in ourselves and we hate each other. Like last
Why
time
do you
I was
think that
what,
is so?
bro? I mean, the
Slavery.
programming is part of it.
The
The
program is
programming,
all the program is all the programming, you know?
because the way the black man hates his fellow black man,
It's
bro.
intense, bro. It
It's
is.
very like even in the most commonest place as the club, like
Mhm.
in the center of Europe, you go to the club, there are fellow black men. I mean, there is the notion that white women like black men. The club is over, there are
Oh,
a
I
few
didn't know
white.
that.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah. The club is over, there are a few white girls left, and there are a few black guys left. So, I mean, who is feeling who can take who home? And if you see the way the black men are spoiling each other to the girls so that they look bad, like it's crazy. And last time I also saw a report from the British Police Department, and one of the policemen was saying that he actually cannot trust Africans because all deportations they do are Africans telling on themselves. A
Yes.
Chinese man will never.
Turn
A
on the
Chinese
Chinese
man will
man.
never willingly tell you that I know three Chinese men here who do not have
No.
papers to go. But Nigerian, Ghanaian, Congolese will do it for nothing. This is
Yeah.
our major, major, major problem.
Issue.
And that is what Ibrahim Traore is doing the opposite of that. And now he's the
Mhm.
bad person because he's
Exactly.
not trying to sell his people. He's trying to be disciplined. He's trying to hold his dignity. And that is what Africans
It's
are
the
speaking
problem.
against.
Yes. Because we don't like discipline. That is one difficult thing for an African is to be disciplined, and that is true. It shows
Yeah.
like you mentioned, it shows in our attitude, and that reflects in our workplaces. and in so many places we find ourselves, it's not
Mm,
actually a bad thing, for the betterment of it. It's not a bad thing for a black man to tell the police, no, my fellow black man is here, he doesn't have papers, go and take
yeah.
him. Arguably, it's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually trying to contribute to the positiveness of society. But it
Yeah.
is bad again because we know where we are from and we know why we are there. People are
And they are
there.
not doing it because of nothing. They are doing it because probably that other person has found a better job. They are
Yes.
having a better salary. Now he's
Mhm.
jealous, like, so that he wants to spoil. Like, they are not even doing it because maybe the guy is doing something very specifically
Yeah,
illegal. That is where the
yeah,
point is.
because the guy is succeeding. Why would you not have documents and then you're succeeding that me who is having documents? Which means you are stealing my job. You get what I'm saying? I should be doing this job, but you don't have papers and you're doing it. So you would have to go. You see,
Yeah.
and the thing is, white people do the same thing. They would tell on you right away. They would
Mm.
say, no, this guy is not qualified to be here.
Yeah,
He
but
needs
that
to
is
go.
not because they are jealous of you or something. That is because they do the right thing. Like I was telling you a story in China where there was one minister whose son, so they were having a races in a district, and there was a
Okay.
minister whose son was in the races. He
Mm-hmm.
lost. He lost, and his father couldn't do anything. Whereas if he was in Ghana and a minister's son is doing international races, he's going to be the first, whether you like it or not, because his father has the power. But in China, he lost, and his father
Anything
couldn't do
about it.
anything. Yeah,
Yes.
because it is what it is. But the corruption, it's not even really about corruption. It's about our attitude
Mentality.
and our
Yes.
mentality. That is what is letting us go. And we do this even when we leave Ghana and we go abroad. That
Yeah.
is why in all the major cities in abroad where the Africans are, they've
Mm-hmm.
carried their attitude, their characters there. So when
Yeah.
you go to the major cities in France, I've been there myself. These French people are going to come for me. I went to one city in France where
Yeah.
it's basically an African community. Oh my God, the smell,
The
the
food.
dirt, the
Yeah.
bro, like, oh, they've literally brought Africa there, which is very very bad.
It's terrible.
Very bad. You go to a Chinatown in Germany and you will love it.
Yeah.
Like they've made it so beautiful. You go to a Japanese town in another country, it's nice. You go
Mm-hmm.
to an African society and you even want to get away from there. It's very crazy. Anyway, so we are still down with opinion time. Now
Opinions. Yeah.
we will go into our
Okay.
story time. There
Okay.
is a story I wanted to share with you, and I basically normally do this on my solo podcast, but I do it with people here. So I tell you a story, you listen
Okay.
to it, and then
Mm-hmm.
we react to it. You tell me what your opinions are, and blah blah. So I'm
All
picking
right.
this
That's
story
that's
from
cool.
Reddit, and you tell me. You still can get me right?
Yeah. Yeah. I can still hear
Okay,
you.
good. So this is a relationship advice. I don't know why when I turned the square, I got you for relationship advice.
Okay.
So this guy said, I, 25 male, I am uncomfortable with my wife who is 25 female.
Mm-hmm.
He's having contact with past hookups, and I asked him too much. So I'm going to read the story.
Okay.
So recently, my girlfriend of 1 year and I have gotten into a bit of an argument
Mm-hmm.
regarding the subject above. I don't like that she is open to her past hookups, reaching out so long as they don't overstep the respect of our relationship. What does he mean by he's reaching out to her past hookup? Anyway, my issue is that I feel like there shouldn't be any contact at all. Recent one of her past hookups, which was more like a failed situationship, keeps popping up and messaging. We had a back and forth about it because I personally didn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
Back when we were all in school together, long before we started dating, she told me that she can't speak to him and left it at that as far as I know. Her birthday passed and he messaged again. They had a small back and forth and she showed me that she left him on red, and then
Okay.
a little bit later he messaged again saying, any plans? She left him on red again, but I said if he messages again, I want him blocked. She made a tiff about it. I'm coming off as insecure and that I should be proud that people are attracted to her. She said that she feels blocking is a bit much and that they had history and at one point he helped her a lot and meant a lot to her. I I asked if he still did, and she said, "Of course not." But by that logic, it should be no problem blocking him then, right? I just don't know what to do, and I need some opinions. So here is where his real question comes. I wanna add I want to add it's fine that she talks and has guy friends. To me, it's really just the past hookups that bothered me because she really pushes that she hated that time of her life and who she affiliated with. So this guy is asking that is he being too insecure or is his feelings validated because his current girlfriend of 1 year is still in contact with her past hookup? What
Mm.
does that even mean? Past hookup, somebody that
They've
she.
had a 10 or 2 or many
So
going on.
yeah, he sent me this message on Reddit, and then he asked me to ask my guest for an advice. So please, what do you have to tell my guy? Is he thinking too much? Is he insecure, or his feelings are actually validated?
You know what? I think that his feelings is actually validated because
Mm,
in this situation, I understand from his perspective, he's right to express all of this. But the question is the girl meeting the boy? Are they trying to meet up? If the conversation is simply being left on red, 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 it's okay. Unless it's
ah,
being
then why
no, let
can't
me
you block the person if you always want to leave the
because
person on
because
red?
because Jeffrey Sweets, let me tell you something. We are all human beings, you know. So imagine you having someone from your past as a man. You have someone from your past, and back then, let's say you're a bad boy, you met this person at a club, you guys have had so much going on, right? And
Mm-hmm.
this girl has been very good to you, aside everything. She's been very good to you, but now you are in a serious and committed relationship.
Hmm.
And the woman you are with now insists that you block this girl. And you know, the honest truth is you don't have anything to do with this girl. If she tries to make advances, you leave her. Leaving her chat on red means that you are creating some sort of boundary. You are making the person understand that you can't have this conversation with me. If it starts, I'm just going to leave you on red. So you see,
Hmm.
there are indirect ways of communicating. You see, so
Hmm.
if this girl comes up to you and say, "Oh, this girl who gave you, let's say, about $10,000 to do some business, and now you're a better person, and then because you guys have something to do which you don't have anymore, block this person." Let's be realistic here. Would you block the person?
I mean, yeah, it really logically doesn't make sense because sometimes some people in your past, even though you may have some intimate relationship with them, the person is actually
Mhm.
also a very good person. You
Good
have some
person,
things you've
yes,
done together. Unless the
exactly.
ones who are very bitter and try to cause scenes,
Ruin
yeah,
your life,
yeah,
exactly.
those are
Yes.
different. So
So
you think
if
this guy is not insecure?
No, I don't think he's insecure at all. I think that he's actually
Mm,
right to address the situation, but he
mm,
shouldn't expect simply because you are dating this girl and you're saying, "Hey, don't talk to this person," so automatically it's going to go like that.
mm,
It won't work like that. We are our own people. Life has shaped us differently, and we've met people before you. There was someone else, and
yeah.
you are here now. We don't even know how it's going to go in the next 3 4 years. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're asking me to block these people and you are no more, then what else? So I think that if the girl is not, leading the guy on and not trying to meet, not trying to have sex, not trying to do anything promiscuous or in any form
Mm-hmm.
of cheating. I understand the guy. Listen, as a boy, why your girlfriend? Why your girlfriend? Why does he not have
Yeah.
to keep in touch with someone from the past? But
Somebody
listen,
that you've done something with.
yes, if the tables were turned, if the tables were actually turned, you wouldn't simply talk to the girl. Maybe what a guy would do is, and the girl is honest enough, Jeff, because
Mm.
some people will block them in the evening and unblock them in the morning
In the morning and talk to them.
and talk to them. But the
Yeah.
fact that she's sleeping it clean. You have access to the phone. You are seeing everything. It's uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
sometimes, sometimes, yeah, just sometimes.
Okay, my boy Willie, I think if you listen to this part of
Yeah,
Maxwell's answer,
that is
you
my
take
opinion, though. That is my
you
opinion.
take his
You know.
advice, and he gave it to you from his own life's experience and perspective. So I mean, all right. So smart time. I'm going to ask you some 3 4
On
questions,
a scale of one to
and
10, how smart are we talking about?
oh no, no, I mean this is just to see if your decision making skills are top notch.
All right,
So, for
here's
example,
it
the
with
first
this.
one is: would you rather love deeply and lose painfully, or never laugh at all and never be hurt? I mean, it may sound very simple, but it's a little deep.
Yeah.
Would you rather love deeply and lose painfully, or you will never have the experience of what love is and never be hurt?
I personally think I would laugh and get hurt because we are here. You know, regardless of what happens, you will get hurt one way or the other. If you laugh, if you don't laugh, you know. There's a quote they always say that you have to create your happiness because sadness creates itself. You know,
Mm.
so if you have the opportunity to laugh, laugh, and if you get hurt, hey, guess what? You'll be
I
fine.
mean, I think that getting hurt is actually a very nice thing because me,
It,
when I'm
it,
hurt, it makes me
okay.
want to go to the gym. It makes me want to go for a haircut.
See,
It makes
more
like, I mean,
motivation.
me being hurt
Mhm.
makes me feel good. Actually, low key, it's
You
weird,
see,
but
it's weird. It is weird, but then I'm saying that if you don't get to experience something, you will never be in any position to even be able to talk about it or be able to advise people or share your experiences. So we
Mm,
we are here for the experience, you know. Love, get hurt, love again, get hurt, and hey, you can also hurt
okay.
someone someday. It works like
So you
that.
get love. I mean, you want to love and get hurt,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
have
yeah,
the
yeah.
experience. The next question: would you want to experience your highest high only once,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or live a life of steady, calm contentment without ever reaching a peak?
Wait, the question is,
Let me
would
say
you
it
rather
again.
get high once in your
Yes,
life?
experience your highest high,
High
like
once.
your highest high
Okay.
once,
Mm, mm.
or you are going to live a steady, calm, contentment life without reaching a peak.
But you still get high.
No.
You don't get high at all.
Yeah.
Wow. You know one thing about experience. If you are able to high and you reach the highest peak of your high, now it will be more difficult not to get high. So I'd rather not get high
You'd
because
rather not get high to have
yeah,
the taste of it.
yes, if once you have a taste of it, bro, you're not going back. It's
And
like
this goes in every aspect. It doesn't only go for this high though. It goes for every aspect of
yeah,
high in life.
yeah.
So I mean, if you're a musician, you can go high in your career once, or you can never go at all. But if you have the experience of going very high and now you come
Mhm.
down, you see the difference, and then so yeah, I think it's a good answer.
Yeah,
Or
that's what I believe. I believe that some of the if you get to a high extent and then you don't get to do it at all, you can be
mhm.
depressed, you can be frustrated. Like the things you would really go through, I'd rather not know. I'd rather not know that. What you don't know don't hurt you. You
Yeah,
know.
true. This one is a tough one.
Okay.
Speak with complete honesty, but
Mm.
lose people you love, or stay silent to protect them, but lose pieces of yourself. I will speak that again.
Mm.
Speak with complete honesty,
Yeah.
but lose people you love, or stay silent to protect them, but then you got to lose pieces of yourself.
Wow. This is
Yeah.
like a double-edged sword.
Each way is cutting.
Yeah, each way is cutting because I'd rather speak with honesty, because it's more terrible to tell the person something one honest and for all, and they know that you don't like this, and if they decide they don't want to hang out with you anymore, at least they know your standard, they know what you
Mhm.
stand for. But if you
True.
don't tell them every day, do you know people kill every day. People kill people every day because of this, because they won't let you know. They'll try to button it up, and then if it keeps being repetitive, they get so angry that sometimes their actions, they don't even realize their actions. They end up being very dangerous people. So I'll tell you as what it is, and if you decide you don't want
That you
to
don't
be
like it.
around with me anymore, then at least I've said my piece. Yeah, I think we can all live with that.
Okay, I think this one is kind of interconnected. So, know the truth that breaks your heart, or live in a comforting lie that keeps you content.
I'm never signing up for content. I'm never content with anything. I'm rather going to get my heart broken and get
I
it
will tell you a
broken.
story. There is a
Okay.
man who was married for 35 years.
Mm,
His wife was very beautiful. He thought he had an amazing wife, but his wife cheated 5 years when they married. So,
okay.
meaning for 30 years, his wife hasn't cheated again. But when they
Okay.
married, the first 5 years,
She
and
cheated. Yeah.
yes, and now they are grown, they are rich, they're enjoying life, and the wife was like, "Honey, like there is something I really want to tell you.
Yeah.
Like 30 years ago, I did this,
Mm,
this, 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 this," and the
yeah.
husband was like, "Gosh, you should have kept this a secret. Like I was enjoying the marriage till now, but
Mm.
now you telling me this for me to know this truth. Now I see you differently. So in this case, I rather prefer they don't tell me. 30 years of sweet marriage, you just gonna tell me something now."
That is not fair. That is not fair because when you cheated yesterday, you didn't tell me. You've waited till like after 30 years. What am I going to use that information for?
I mean, they feel like it is a burden they can release.
No, no, they should keep the burden. They should not share this burden. Because if you do that, you're being wicked. Why do you want to share your burden? Like this burden.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
mostly
fair.
they explain that being love. They explain that, oh, I love you so much, I couldn't keep this to myself
Yeah.
anymore.
If you
So
kept it,
now,
yeah, I believe if you kept it then you should just that's you see this question you're asking. You ask that would I rather have it this way or this way? And I'm saying I'll have it this
mhm,
way. So I believe that back then you should have just said it. But if you've waited, it means that
till
you've
now,
chosen to keep quiet. So you
and to
should
hurt me. I
yeah, you should go
mean,
to your grave with it.
last but one,
Okay.
change one decision from your past with
Mm.
no guarantee of a better future, or leave everything as it is, trusting the path you are on. I'll
Yeah.
say it again.
Okay.
Change one decision from your past,
Mhm.
but then with no guarantee of a better future.
Mhm.
Or you will leave everything as it is and trust the path that you are on now.
I trust the process, because I believe that everything we are now has shaped us. Everything we are now is as a result of our past shaping us to today.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to change just one thing will disrupt everything. And I think that since we are here for the experience, I want to just continue on the path of the experience. Just enjoy
Okay.
it. Yeah,
And the
that is what
last
I'll do.
question of smart times.
Okay.
Have all the answers, okay? Have all the answers, but no one believes you.
Okay.
Or have no answers, but then everyone sees you as a wise person. I don't even know
Oof.
how that is possible.
Oof. Oh, listen. I'd rather not have the answers. It's like we live in a society. We live in a society. Yeah, because I don't have an answer, and everyone believes me. What
Mm-hmm.
What is your truth if no one believes the truth? What is the truth if you are telling the judge and the judge is not minding you, even though it's the truth?
Charlie.
What is your truth if you are telling the policeman and they don't believe you? What is the truth if you are telling your own pastor or imam or priest and they don't believe you?
Mm,
So with that, I think I'd rather hold on to the lie, or I'd rather have nothing and people would,
nothing.
yeah, and
Love
people
you.
would, because if they love you that way, it's easy to get things from them. It's easy
Mm-hmm.
to let them do things for you. It's easy for you to get them to do a lot of things. So yeah, I'd rather have that. So,
Well, with the way you have answered this
yeah.
one, there is a last one. Then let me just give you that one. Then
Mhm.
we will finish with that because you just answered it. So, would you make a massive difference and be forgotten, or make a small impact but be remembered forever. Make a massive difference and be forgotten, or you make a small impact and be remembered forever.
Wow.
And considering you are living in a Ghanaian society, this is an option that one may have in a Ghanaian society where people forget things very quickly.
Very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. I mean, it's actually nice to be remembered. So what that I find it that there's no purpose in me doing something massively to be for, even though I find it weird, because if I do something massive, there's no way it can go forgotten. But then again, it depends on the pecs. So I'd rather do something, something good, something moderate, and be remembered. Because it's
And be
nice to be
remembered.
remembered. Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. Well,
Yeah.
Maxwell, we've had an amazing show. I think you
Yeah.
have
Very
said so
so.
many fun things. Now, I
Yeah.
want you to give us your final words. So, your final words based on everything that we have spoken. Maybe you have the opportunity to say some things that you would be remembered for. You have
Okay.
it.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say is you all should, I don't know if they subscribe to this channel, but you all should keep
Yes.
following Jeffrey because this has been more interesting and you guys should watch the previous episodes. They are most
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And what I'm also going to say is that whatever you choose to do, make sure it makes you happy.
Yep.
You are priority. Don't let anybody tell you anything. Just if you're happy with it, go with it. People would always
Yes.
come around, and if they don't come around, just know they are not your people. Your people would find you through what you do. So just keep it
Yeah.
real.
People are just sinners who are judging people for sinning
Sinning
differently.
differently, exactly.
Yeah.
So your
So
sinners will find you. Just keep your
yes, the
sin.
people who are doing the same sin as
They will
you
find
will
you,
find you,
and they
and
will love
then
you for that. So
I mean,
just
one
just keep it
thing I
real.
am learning, that is why I brought the LGBTQ, because
Yes,
I wanted
yes,
us to actually praise them, not because I support them, but
yeah.
one thing I am learning is to really open my mind, because there are some things that I do that some people frown on.
Upon.
And
Yes,
I really wish that everybody will accept me with my flaws. And that
yes,
is someone else's flaws if we see it
yeah.
that way. So if I
Exactly.
want people to accept me for who I am, then
You
I
might
also
as well
have to
accept
accept
somebody for who they are.
accept people. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
So
why I
far,
wanted to bring
yeah,
the
it makes sense.
LGBTQ.
So
Yeah.
far as their actions don't affect you, it doesn't
Yeah.
affect the economy, it doesn't
Yes.
affect growth. Hey, you
Yeah.
should
I
let people
mean,
be.
we are all enjoying our sins in our
Yeah.
own corner.
Yes, yes.
I'm actually going to enjoy my sin after the episode.
Me
But
and
for
you
now,
both, bro. Me and you both.
I'll call you at the background, and then we enjoy the scene
Okay,
together.
okay.
All right. So it's been an amazing time in the studio.
Actually,
So please do well to send me some of your videos. Let me share with the
yes, I will do
viewers so
that.
that they see your farm and how it's going. So,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, that is Maxwell for you. If you
Hey
did enjoy
guys.
this episode, do well to like, subscribe, write what you want me to ask him next time we have him on board.
Yeah.
Until then, it is your favorite host, Akusa, and I am out. So,
Peace
Maxwell, I'm
out.
going to call you at the
All
background.
right then. Thank you. Have a good one.